and it holds a power that words can never match. It's a force that can transform your life, reshape your reality, and manifest your deepest desires. Today, we're going to examine the profound impact of silence and how it can revolutionize your existence. This isn't about remaining quiet in the face of injustice or suppressing your voice. No, this is about harnessing the transformative power of inner silence to create the life you've always dreamed of. Consider for a moment the last time you truly experienced silence, not just the absence of noise, but a profound stillness within your very being. In that moment, did you feel a sense of peace, of potential, of unlimited possibility? That's the power we're going to tap into. That's the force that will shock the world around you. You see, most people live their lives in constant noise. They're always talking, always reacting, always expressing their opinions and desires to the world. But true power lies in stillness. It's in those moments of quiet reflection that we connect with our inner selves, with the divine power that resides within each of us. Think about the great leaders and visionaries throughout history. They didn't achieve greatness by constantly broadcasting their intentions. They achieved it by cultivating a deep inner silence, by connecting with the infinite wisdom that exists within all of us. And from that place of silence, they changed the world. Now you might be wondering, how can silence possibly shock anyone? Isn't it the opposite of making an impact? And that's where most people get it wrong. You see, in a world of constant noise, of endless chatter and ceaseless activity, true silence stands out. It commands attention. It draws people in. When you cultivate inner silence, you develop a presence that's magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who exude calm confidence, who seem to possess an inner knowledge that others lack. By mastering the art of silence, you become that person. But this isn't just about how others perceive you. The real magic happens within. When you quiet the constant chatter of your mind, when you silence the doubts and fears that have held you back, you create space for something truly miraculous to occur. You allow your imagination, that divine gift that connects you to the infinite, to flourish. In the silence, you can hear the whispers of your true desires. You can visualize your ideal life with crystal clarity. And here's the secret that most people never realize. What you can vividly imagine in that state of inner silence, you can manifest in your physical reality. This is the principle that underlies all creation. Everything that exists in our world was first conceived in someone's imagination. A chair you're sitting on, the device you're using to listen to this speech, the very building you're in, all of these things existed first as ideas, as mental images, before they became physical reality. And you possess this same power of creation. When you shock the world with your silence, when you cultivate that inner stillness, you tap into the source of all creation. You become a conscious co-creator of your reality. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds great in theory. But how do I actually put it into practice? How do I shock the world with my silence? Well, let me share with you some practical steps you can take to harness this transformative power. First, start each day with a period of silence. Before you check your phone, before you turn on the news, before you engage with the noise of the world, take at least 15 minutes to sit in silence. Close your eyes, focus on your breath, and allow your mind to... In this state of silence, visualize your ideal day. See yourself moving through your activities with grace and ease. Imagine yourself embodying the qualities you desire: confidence, compassion, creativity. Feel the emotions associated with living your ideal life. This isn't daydreaming or wishful thinking. This is active creation. As you go about your day, practice moments of silence. When someone asks you a question, take a breath before responding. When you're faced with a challenge, pause and connect with your inner wisdom before reacting. Let silence be your first response to the world and your interactions with others. Practice active listening. Instead of always rushing to fill the silence or offer your opinion, truly listen. Allow space for others to express themselves fully. You'll be amazed at how this simple act can transform your relationships and increase your influence. When you're working on a project or trying to solve a problem, resist the urge to constantly verbalize your thoughts or seek input from others. Instead, create periods of silence where you can connect with your own inner wisdom. The solutions you seek already exist within you. Silence allows them to surface. As you cultivate this practice of silence, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts in your life. People will start to treat you differently. They'll sense the quiet power you exude. They'll be drawn to your presence, eager to hear what you have to say when you do choose to speak. You'll find that your words carry more weight because you're not constantly chattering. When you do speak, people listen. Your silence gives your words power, impact, and authenticity, where the most profound changes will occur with you. As you quiet the constant noise of your mind, you'll discover a wellspring of creativity and inspiration. Ideas will flow more freely. Solutions to problems will present themselves with ease. You'll tap into a source of wisdom and knowledge that goes beyond your individual experiences. This is because silence allows you to connect with what I call your true self, the divine essence that exists within you and is connected to the infinite source of all creation. In silence, you remember who you truly are. You reconnect with your power as a creator. Now let's talk about how this practice of silence can transform specific areas of your life. Let's start with your career or business. Many people believe that success comes from constant action, from always pushing and striving. But the most successful individuals in any field understand the power of strategic silence. Think about the great inventors and innovators throughout history. They didn't achieve their breakthroughs by constantly talking about their ideas or seeking approval from others. They retreated into silence, connected with their inner wisdom, and allowed their imagination to soar. When you shock your colleagues or competitors with your silence, you create an aura of mystery and intrigue. People become curious about what you're working on, what you're thinking. This can give you a significant advantage in negotiations, in creative endeavors, in any situation where you need to make an impact. Moreover, by cultivating silence, you develop a heightened intuition that can guide your business decisions. Instead of being swayed by the opinions of others or the latest trends, you'll be able to tap into a deeper wisdom that steers you towards true success. In your personal relationships, the power of silence can be equally transformative. Many relationship problems stem from miscommunication, from speaking without truly listening, from reacting without reflection. When you practice silence, you create space for deeper understanding and connection. Imagine how your interactions with your partner, your children, your friends would change if you approached them from a place of inner silence. Instead of immediately reacting to their words or actions, you pause. You listen not just with your ears, but with your whole being. You connect with your inner wisdom before responding. This practice can diffuse conflicts before they even begin. It can deepen your empathy and understanding. It can create a space for true intimacy and connection. By shocking your loved ones with your silence, you show them that you value them enough to truly listen, to truly be present. Now let's consider how this practice can impact your physical health and well-being. The constant noise and stress of modern life take a toll on our bodies. By cultivating periods of silence, you give your nervous system a chance to reset. You lower your stress levels, reduce inflammation in your body, and create the conditions for healing and rejuvenation. Moreover, when you quiet the constant chatter of your mind, you become more attuned to the signals your body is sending you. You'll naturally gravitate towards choices that support your health and vitality. The foods that truly nourish you, the forms of movement that energize you, the rest your body needs. All of these become clear when you silence the external noise and listen to your inner wisdom. In the realm of personal growth and spirituality, the power of silence cannot be overstated. All the great spiritual traditions emphasize the importance of silence, of stilling the mind to connect with the divine. When you shock the world with your silence, you create space for profound spiritual experiences. In silence, you can hear the still, small voice within, the voice of your higher self, of the divine presence that resides in each of us. This voice can guide you towards your true purpose, can reveal profound truths about the nature of reality, can connect you with a sense of peace and fulfillment that no external achievement can match. Now, I want to address a common misconception. Some people believe that embracing silence means becoming passive, withdrawing from the world. Nothing could be further from the truth. The silence we're talking about is not a retreat from life. It's a source of power that allows you to engage with life more fully, more authentically. Think of silence as the foundation from which all meaningful action springs. Just as an athlete needs moments of rest and recovery to perform at their peak, you need periods of silence to show up fully in your life. This silence charges you, energizes you, prepares you to make a real impact in the world. When you shock people with your silence, you're not withdrawing, you're preparing. You're gathering your power. You're connecting with your inner wisdom. And when you do choose to act, your actions will be infused with a power and authenticity that can move mountains. Consider the great leaders throughout history. The ones who truly changed the world didn't do so through constant activity or ceaseless talking. They had periods of retreat, of silence, where they connected with their vision and gathered their strength. And when they emerged from that silence, their words and actions had the power to inspire millions. You have this same power within you. When you cultivate silence, when you learn to shock the world with your quiet presence, you tap into a source of strength and wisdom that can transform not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Now, let's talk about how this practice of silence can help you overcome obstacles and challenges in your life. We all face difficulties. It's an inevitable part of the human experience. But how we respond to these challenges determines whether they break us or make us stronger. Most people react to obstacles with noise, with complaint, with worry, with frantic activity. But true power lies in meeting challenges with silence. When you're faced with a problem, instead of immediately reacting, take a moment of silence, connect with your inner wisdom. Allow solutions to arise from that place of quiet knowing. You'll be amazed at how often the perfect solution will present itself when you create space for it. Problems that seem insurmountable suddenly become manageable. Obstacles transform into opportunities, all because you had the courage to shock the situation with your silence. This doesn't mean you ignore problems or pretend they don't exist. It means you approach them from a place of inner strength and wisdom rather than fear and reactivity. You'll find that this approach not only helps you overcome challenges more effectively, but it also prevents many problems from arising in the first place. Now, let's discuss how the practice of silence can enhance your creativity and problem-solving abilities. In today's world, we're often led to believe that creativity comes from constant stimulation, from consuming more information, from always being on. But the truth is, true creativity arises from silence. Think about those moments when your best ideas come to you. It's rarely when you're in the midst of noise and activity. It's when you're in the shower or taking a walk in nature or just sitting quietly. These are moments of relative silence where your mind can make new connections and insights can bubble up from your subconscious. By intentionally creating more of these silent moments in your life, you're creating the conditions for enhanced creativity and innovation. You're giving your mind the space it needs to process information, to make new connections, to come up with truly original ideas. This is true whether you're an artist working on your next masterpiece, an entrepreneur developing a new business strategy, or simply someone trying to solve the everyday problems of life. Silence is the fertile ground from which creative solutions spring. When you shock your creative process with silence, you'll find that ideas flow more freely. Solutions to problems will present themselves with ease. You'll tap into a wellspring of inspiration that goes beyond your individual experiences and connects you with the infinite creative potential of the universe. Now, let's explore how this practice of silence can help you manifest your desires and create the life you truly want. Many people approach manifestation as a process of constantly affirming their desires, of visualizing what they want over and over again. And while there's certainly a place for affirmation and visualization, true manifestation power comes from, you see, in silence, you connect with the part of you that is already whole, already complete, already in possession of everything you desire. This is your true self, your I am presence. When you quiet the noise of your mind, when you silence the constant chatter of wants and needs, you align with this presence. From this place of alignment, manifestation becomes effortless. You're no longer trying to get something you lack. You're simply allowing the abundance that is your true nature to express itself in your life. This is the true secret to creating the life you desire. When you shock the world with your silence, you're not just impressing others or cultivating inner peace. You're aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. You're becoming a conscious co-creator of your reality. Imagine approaching your goals and dreams from this place of silent power. Instead of constantly talking about what you want to achieve, instead of seeking validation or approval from others, you simply hold your vision in the silence of your heart. You align with the feeling of already having what you desire. From this place of silent alignment, you'll find that opportunities naturally arise. The right people will come into your life at the right time. Resources you need will appear almost miraculously. It's not that you're not taking action, but your actions will be inspired, effortless, aligned with the flow of life rather than struggling against it. This is the true power of shocking them with your silence. It's not about impressing others or cultivating an air of mystery, although these might be side effects. It's about aligning with your true self, with the creative power of the universe, and allowing your desires to manifest naturally and effortlessly. Now, I want to address something that might be coming up for some of you. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but I'm not sure I can do it. My mind is always racing. I'm not good at being silent. I want you to know that this is perfectly normal. We live in a world that values noise, that equates constant activity with productivity and worth. Cultivating silence can feel uncomfortable at first, but here's the truth. Silence is your natural state. It's the noise that's unnatural, the constant chatter of your mind, the incessant need to fill every moment with activity or distraction. These are learned behaviors, and what is learned can be unlearned. Stop. Begin with just a few minutes of silence each day. As you become more comfortable with it, gradually increase the duration. Don't judge yourself if your mind wanders. That's natural. Simply notice the thoughts and gently return to silence. Remember, this is a practice. Like any skill, it takes time to develop. But the rewards are immeasurable. As you become more comfortable with silence, you'll find that it becomes a refuge, a source of strength and renewal that you can access at any time. And moreover, as you cultivate this inner silence, you'll find that it begins to permeate every aspect of your life. You'll carry an aura of calm confidence with you wherever you go. People will be drawn to your presence, curious about the source of your quiet in your work. You'll find that you're able to focus more deeply, to access creative solutions more easily. In your relationships, you'll develop a deeper capacity for listening and understanding. In your personal growth, you'll connect more easily with your intuition and inner wisdom. This is the true meaning of shocking them with your silence. It's not about being quiet for the sake of being quiet. It's about cultivating a deep inner stillness from which true power, creativity, and manifestation ability spring. As you embrace this practice, you'll find that your entire relationship with the world shifts. Instead of constantly reacting to external stimuli, you'll find yourself responding from a place of inner wisdom and strength. Instead of being swept along by the currents of life, you'll become a conscious creator of your reality. Imagine moving through your day from this place of silent power. When challenges arise, instead of immediately reacting, you pause. You connect with your inner silence. From this place, you respond with wisdom and grace. In your interactions with others, instead of rushing to fill every silence, you allow space. You listen deeply. You speak only when you have something truly valuable to contribute. People will notice this change. They'll be drawn to your quiet confidence, your thoughtful presence in your creative endeavors. Instead of forcing ideas or struggling against writer's block, you'll learn to sink into silence. You'll allow inspiration to arise naturally. Your work will take on a depth and authenticity that comes from this connection with your inner source and your spiritual practice. The silence will become your most powerful tool. It's in silence that you'll connect most deeply with the divine presence within you. It's in silence that you'll receive the guidance and inspiration you seek. Even in your moments of relaxation and enjoyment, silence will enhance your experience. You'll find a new appreciation for the simple pleasures of life, the beauty of nature, the taste of good food, the joy of movement. All of these experiences become richer, more vivid, when approached from a place of inner silence. As you continue to practice shocking the world with your silence, you'll notice a profound shift in your energy. The constant drain of needless chatter and reactivity will cease. Instead, you'll find yourself filled with a quiet vitality, a reservoir of strength that you can draw upon at will. This energy will manifest in all areas of your life. You'll find that you have more stamina for your work, more patience in your relationships, more resilience in the face of challenges. This isn't about becoming passive or withdrawn. On the contrary, it's about engaging with life from a place of true power and authenticity. Think about the last time you were in the presence of someone who exuded this quiet strength. Perhaps it was a respected leader, a wise elder, or simply someone who seemed to possess an inner peace that you admire. Chances are this person didn't achieve this state through constant activity or ceaseless talking. They cultivated it through moments of silence, through connecting with their inner wisdom. You have this same potential within you. Every time you choose silence over needless chatter, every time you pause before reacting, every time you take a moment to connect with your inner self, you're building this quiet strength. You're becoming the kind of person who can truly make a difference in the world. Now let's talk about how this practice of silence can transform your relationship with time. In our fast-paced world, many people feel constantly rushed, always racing against the clock. But when you cultivate inner silence, you step out of this frantic relationship with silence, you connect with the eternal present moment. You realize that time is not your enemy, not something to be battled against, but a gift to be used wisely. From this place of silent awareness, you'll find that you can accomplish more while doing less. Your actions become more efficient, more purposeful, more aligned with your true desires. Moreover, by shocking others with your silence, you create the impression of having all the time in the world. While others rush and scramble, you move with deliberate grace. This not only makes you more effective in your endeavors, but it also makes you a calming presence for those around you. Consider how this might transform your work life. Instead of starting your day in a rush of emails and meetings, you begin with a period of silence. You connect with your inner wisdom, set your intentions for the day, and move forward with purpose. Throughout the day, you take moments of silence to recharge and refocus. You listen more than you speak in meetings, offering your insights only when they truly add value. The result, you accomplish more with less stress and struggle. Your colleagues or superiors notice your calm efficiency, your ability to cut through noise and get to the heart of matters. You become known as someone who can be counted on in high-pressure situations, someone who brings a sense of calm and clarity to any project in your personal life. This new relationship with time allows you to be more present with your loved ones. Instead of always thinking about the next thing on your to-do list, you're fully engaged in each moment. You listen deeply to your partner, play wholeheartedly with your children, savor meals with friends. These moments of true connection, born from your practice of silence, become the treasures of your life. Now, let's explore how the practice of shocking them with your silence can enhance your decision-making ability. In a world of information overload, where we're constantly bombarded with opinions and advice, making clear decisions can be challenging. But when you cultivate inner silence, you develop a powerful tool for cutting through the noise and accessing your own inner wisdom. When faced with a decision, instead of immediately seeking advice or weighing pros and cons, try this retreat into silence. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and allow yourself to become still. In this silence, bring your decision to mind. Don't try to figure it out or analyze it. Simply hold it in your awareness. As you sit in silence, pay attention to how your body feels. And often, our bodies know the right decision before our minds do. Does one option make you feel expansive, light, energized? Does another make you feel contracted, heavy, drained? This bodily wisdom, accessed through silence, can guide you towards choices that are truly aligned with your highest. Moreover, in silence, you can more easily connect with your intuition. That quiet voice of inner knowing often gets drowned out by the noise of daily life. But in silence, it becomes clear. You might receive a sudden insight, a clear knowing, or simply a sense of peace about a particular choice. By making decisions from this place of inner silence, you'll find that your choices become more aligned with your true self, with your deepest values and desires. You'll be less swayed by external pressures or fleeting emotions. Instead, you'll make choices that serve your highest good and the good of those around you. This practice of silent decision-making can be applied to everything from major life choices to small daily decisions. Should you take that new job, retreat into silence and listen to your inner wisdom. What should you have for dinner? Take a moment of silence and tune into what your body truly needs. As you consistently make decisions from this place of inner silence, you'll build trust in your own wisdom. You'll become known as someone who makes sound, thoughtful choices. People will seek out your advice, drawn to the quiet confidence with which you navigate. Now, let's discuss how the practice of shocking them with your silence can transform your experience of emotions. Many people are at the mercy of their emotional states, constantly reacting to the ups and downs of daily life. But when you cultivate inner silence, you develop a new relationship with your emotions. In silence, you create space between yourself and your emotions. You realize that you are not your emotions, you are the awareness that experiences emotions. This simple shift in perspective can be profoundly liberating. When a strong emotion arises, instead of immediately reacting, take a moment of silence. Observe the emotion without judgment. Where do you feel it in your body? What thoughts accompany it? As you sit in silence with your emotion, you often find that it begins to shift and change on its own. This doesn't mean suppressing or denying your emotions. On the contrary, it means fully experiencing them, but from a place of quiet awareness rather than reactivity. You'll find that even intense emotions become more manageable when approached. Moreover, by shocking others with your silence in emotionally charged situations, you become a stabilizing presence. While others might be swept up in drama or conflict, you remain centered, able to respond from a place of wisdom rather than reactivity. Imagine how this might transform your relationships. When your partner says something that upsets you, Instead of immediately reacting, you take a moment of silence. You connect with your inner calm, observe your emotional response, and then choose how to respond. This simple practice can prevent countless arguments and misunderstandings in your work life. This emotional mastery born from silence can be equally powerful. When a project goes awry, when a colleague is difficult, when you're faced with a stressful deadline, your ability to retreat into silence and respond from a place of calm clarity will set you apart. Now, let's explore how the practice of silence can enhance your spiritual growth. Regardless of your religious or philosophical beliefs, silence is a powerful tool for deepening your connection with the divine, with the universe, with your higher self, whatever you conceive that to be. In silence, you create space for profound spiritual experiences. You might feel a sense of expansion, of connection with something greater than yourself. You might receive insights or guidance that seem to come from beyond your individual mind. You might experience states of bliss or deep peace that words cannot adequately describe. These experiences, born from silence, can transform your entire worldview. You begin to see the interconnectedness of all things. You develop a deeper sense of purpose and meaning in your life. You cultivate qualities like compassion, forgiveness, and moreover, by shocking the world with your silence. You become a living example of these spiritual truths. People will be drawn to the sense of peace and presence you exude. Without needing to preach or convince, you'll inspire others to look within, to explore their own spiritual nature. As you continue to practice shocking them with your silence, you'll find that it becomes not just a technique or a habit, but a way of being. Silence becomes the foundation from which you live your life, the source from which all your actions spring. Imagine moving through your day from this place of silent awareness. You wake up and instead of immediately checking your phone or turning on the news, you take a few moments of silence. You connect with your inner self, set your intentions for the day, and move forward with purpose. As you go about your activities, you carry this silence with you. It becomes an inner sanctuary that you can access at any time. When you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting frustrated, you use it as an opportunity to sink into silence. When you're waiting in line at the store, instead of pulling out your phone, you take a moment to breathe and be present in your interactions with others. This inner silence allows you to truly listen, to be fully present. You're not just waiting for your turn to speak, not planning your response while the other person is talking. Are you truly hearing them, truly seeing them? This quality of presence is rare in our distracted world, and people will notice it. They'll be drawn to your quiet attentiveness, your ability to make them feel truly heard and understood. In your work, this foundation of silence allows you to access deeper levels of creativity and insight. Instead of forcing solutions or pushing through mental blocks, you learn to step back to create space. Solutions often arise spontaneously when you allow this silent space. Even in your leisure activity, silence enhances your experience. Whether you are reading a book, enjoying nature, or spending time with loved ones, the quality of presence that comes from your practice of silence allows you to fully savor these moments. As you consistently shock the world with your silence, you'll find that your entire life takes on a quality of grace and ease. Instead of struggling against the current of life, you learn to flow with it. You develop a deep trust in the unfolding of your life, knowing that by consistently connecting with your inner silence, you're aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe. This doesn't mean that challenges won't arise. Life will still have its ups and downs, but your practice of silence gives you a powerful tool for navigating these challenges. Instead of being swept away by the storms of life, you become like a deep-rooted tree, able to bend with the wind without breaking. Moreover, as you cultivate this inner silence, you become a powerful force for change in the world. In a culture that values noise and constant activity, your silence stands out. It challenges others to look within, to question their own constant busyness. Without needing to preach or convince, you become a living example of a different way of being. Imagine the ripple effects this could have. As others are inspired by your example, they too might begin to cultivate inner silence. Workplaces might become more mindful and productive. Relationships might become deeper and more authentic. Communities might become more harmonious and supportive. This is the true power of shocking them with your silence. It's not just about personal transformation, although that's certainly a significant part of it. It's about becoming a catalyst for positive change in the world. By cultivating your own inner silence, you contribute to the creation of a more conscious, more compassionate world. Now, I want to address a concern that might be coming up for some of you. You might be thinking, this all sounds wonderful, but I have responsibilities. I have a busy life. How can I possibly find time for silence? The beauty of this practice is that it doesn't require you to dramatically alter your life or schedule. You don't need to retreat to a mountaintop or spend hours in meditation, although if you feel called to do those things, by all means do. The practice of shocking them with your silence can be integrated into your daily life. No matter how busy you are, start with small moments of silence. When you first wake up in the morning, before you get out of bed, take a few deep breaths and connect with your inner silence. As you're waiting for your coffee to brew, instead of scrolling through your phone, take a moment to be still. When you arrive at your workplace, before you start your day, sit in your car for an extra minute and breathe. These small moments of silence, sprinkled throughout your day, can have a profound cumulative effect. They create little pockets of peace and presence that can transform your entire experience of life. Moreover, as you become more comfortable with silence, you'll find that you naturally create more space for it in your life. You might find yourself turning off the radio during your commute, enjoying the quiet. You might choose to take a solitary walk in nature instead of watching TV. You might find that you need less sleep because the quality of your rest improves as you cultivate inner silence. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate all noise or activity from your life. The goal is to create a foundation of inner silence from which all your activities can spring. This inner silence becomes a source of renewal, a wellspring of creativity and insight that you can access at any time. As you continue to practice shocking them with your silence, you'll likely notice some profound shifts in your life. Relationships may deepen and become more authentic. You might find yourself naturally gravitating towards work that truly aligns with your values and passions. Your health might improve as the constant stress of mental chatter diminishes. Perhaps the most significant change will be in your relationship with yourself. As you cultivate inner silence, you'll develop a deep sense of self-trust. You'll become more attuned to your own inner wisdom, more confident in your ability to navigate life's challenges. You'll also likely develop a greater sense of compassion, both for yourself and for others. In silence, we often confront parts of ourselves that we've been avoiding or judging. As we learn to sit with these aspects of ourselves without judgment, we naturally become more compassionate towards others' struggles and shortcomings. This compassion, brought from silence, can be a powerful force for healing your life and in the world. Imagine approaching your relationships, your work, your community involvement from this place of silent compassion. How might this transform the way you interact with others? How might it inspire others to cultivate their own inner silence? As we near the end of our exploration of the power of shocking them with your silence, I want to leave you with a challenge. For the next week, commit to cultivating moments of silence in your daily life. Start your day with a few minutes of silence before you engage with the world. Take short silence breaks throughout your day. Even just a minute or two of conscious, silent breathing can be powerful. In your interactions with others, practice listening more and speaking less. When someone asks you a question, take a moment of silence before responding. Notice how this changes the quality of your communication. When you're faced with a challenge or decision, resist the urge to immediately seek advice or distraction. Instead, retreat into silence. Connect with your inner wisdom. Trust that the answers you seek are already within you. As you go through your week, pay attention to how this practice impacts your life. Notice how it affects your energy levels, your mood, your relationships, your productivity. Notice how others respond to your new quality of presence. Remember, this isn't about perfection. There will be times when you forget, when you get caught up in the noise of daily life. That's okay. The power of this practice lies not in doing it perfectly, but in consistently returning to it, in making it a fundamental part of how you approach life. As you continue to shock the world with your silence, you'll find that you become a living example of a different way of being. In a world that often values noise over substance, action over reflection, your silence will stand out. It will inspire others to look within, to question their own constant busyness, to explore the power of silence in their own lives. And who knows, your commitment to silence might just start a revolution. A quiet revolution of individuals choosing to live from a place of inner wisdom and peace. A revolution that transforms not just individual lives, but entire communities, entire souls. So go forth and shock them with your silence. Let your quiet presence speak volumes. Let your inner peace radiate out into the world. Trust in the power of silence to transform your life and the lives of those around you. Remember, The greatest changes often begin in silence. The most profound insights arise from stillness. The most powerful actions spring from a place of inner quiet. By shocking them with your silence, you're not retreating from the world, you're engaging with it in the most powerful way possible. You have within you a wellspring of wisdom, creativity, and power. Silence is the key that unlocks this potential. As you cultivate inner silence, as you learn to shock the world with your quiet presence, you align yourself with the creative force of the universe. You become a conscious co-creator of your reality. And embrace the power of silence. Let it transform you from the inside out. Let it guide you towards a life of purpose, authenticity, and deep fulfillment. Let your silence speak louder than words ever could. The world is waiting for the gift of your silence. The world is ready to be shocked by your quiet power. Are you ready to answer the call? Are you ready to revolutionize your life and inspire others through the simple, profound practice of silence? The choice is yours. If power is within you, the time is now. Shock them with your silence and watch as your life and the world around you transforms in ways you never thought possible. The choice is yours. The power is within you. The time is now. Shock them with your silence and watch as your life and the world around you transforms in ways you never thought possible.